Hi there. I'm Seth Olson, Senior Manager of Food Systems here at GreenBiz, and I'm very glad to be joined today by Matthias Berninger, Head of Sustainability at Bayer. Welcome to the interview, Matthias.
Thanks for having me, Seth.
Awesome. Well, I know we don't have too much time, so let's dive right in because I know you guys are doing a lot of exciting work over there. To kind of set the grounds here, could you talk to us a little bit about Bayer's work in regenerative agriculture and how that links to your overarching sustainability goals?
Well, Bayer is, I think, the company in the world that spends the most as a private business on research and development in agriculture. We have a budget of 2.5 billion every year. And we devote all of that budget to kind of really transform agriculture in the direction of regenerative agriculture. We are excited because a lot of new things are now possible at the intersection of biology, chemistry, and artificial intelligence.
You mentioned biology there, and that's something that's a newer topic in the world of kind of food systems transformation. How are you working on soil health, and in particular, how are you working on it in collaboration with your customers and farmers that you work with?
Well, I mean, we always worked on biology. When you think about seeds, they're effectively quite biology, but the soil, I think, becomes more and more an interesting topic. So what we realize is that the intersection of the soil microbiome with plants is really where a lot of the magic is happening. Totally new ways of plant nutrition, for example, are possible when you work with microbes in different ways. We also want to make sure that the soil's ability to capture and, more importantly, to store carbon for a longer period is enhanced. And then thirdly, we realize that a healthy soil also reduces the need for crop protection because the plant is inherently more healthy.
And how are you working with your stakeholders, such as customers and farmers, to test out and deliver these new innovations to fields around the world?
If you think about the artificial intelligence and digital side of it, we very closely partner with farmers. We have Field View is a digital tool that farmers are using that produces a lot of data, actually data the farmers own, but it allows us to make much better predictions as to what would be successful for a farmer by way of planting in any given year. And we also learn a lot about, for example, soil carbon or other factors that are quite crucial on a day-to-day perspective for a farmer.
So I'm curious, kind of what are Bayer's plans for the next 3 to 5 years to really drive this transformation acceleration through your collaborations with farmers and through your business?
Well, we picked two major crops we focus on at the moment. One is rice. Our objective is to completely transform the way rice is planted to more dry seeded rice variants. And that would reduce the dependency on water. Very important in places like India or generally Southeast Asia, where rainfall is not as predictable anymore. The other one is corn. And there we are basically shorten the corn to my height, which would allow us to plant more corn on less land, and more importantly, to reduce the amount of corn that is being knocked over by extreme storms. So that is something we spend a lot of energy on. If we are successful, the Midwest will look very differently, which is good for the farmers. It's good for the environment. It's just not as good if you want to do a maze labyrinth because the tall people will find a way out easily.
Corn is for food, so that's an exciting innovation. And maybe with my last question here, I'd love just to hear what is your picture and what's Bayer's picture of what does the farm of the future really look like, so that way our audience can see that vision and know where the industry is heading.
Well, first of all, I think the farm of the future is a farm where things grow year round. There won't be any fallow land anymore. We are about to introduce a new crop that we have been able to design with the help of gene editing. It's actually a weed, it's pennycress, but it will be an energy crop that grows when corn or soy is not growing on a farm in the United States. And that will allow us to mobilize the fallow land to create, for example, sustainable aviation fuels. We will also take innovation from all places, be it organic farming, be it at the forefront of gene editing, be it what we can see farmers are doing on their farms, because I think the farm of the future is one that is really able to integrate all of those innovations in order to produce much more on less land.
Well, I hope that the farm of the future is here before we know it. And it sounds like Bayer is doing a lot of great work in advancing that vision. So I'd just like to thank you for your time, and feel free to kind of leave us with any final thoughts from your perspective.
Well, I mean, the big challenge we are facing is the challenge of integrating mitigation, less GHG emissions, and adaptation, enabling all of us to better adapt to a rapidly changing climate. And success for us looks like integrating both aspects, working on mitigation, reducing emissions, but also helping farmers to deal with extreme weather events to better adapt to climate change.
That sounds very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us today, Matthias.
Thanks for your time. Honored to be here.